Working with glass is kind of unlike anything else. It's hot, you can't let it cool down too much. You're kind of constantly interacting with it, so it's a very intense, very focused type of work. It's really easy with glass to go over the top, add a lot of color, a lot of pattern. Glass is just intrinsically beautiful, so my reaction to that is this design of very simple form and with one kind of pattern that has to be done really, really well in order for it to look good. My name is Elijah Lead. I design and build glassware, modern furniture, objects, and lighting. My studio is located in downtown Durham, North Carolina. Even if I don't necessarily do the process that we work in, I do explore every single process that we use. I at least experience it and try to get an understanding of how those processes work so that I can design things a little bit better and a little bit more reasonably so that they can be produced well. I like to consider myself more of a designer than an entrepreneur, but one definitely doesn't go without the other. The cane vessel is a piece that I've been making for a little while. Cane work is a Venetian technique. Cane is essentially a design of glass that is pulled out into a long, thin rod that's then cut up and used into a piece later on. The first step will be to pick up a chunk of condensed color glass that will work into the cane on a punty, which is a solid metal rod. We'll heat up the color in an oven to shape it up, and we'll let that cool down a lot so that when we dip into the furnace, which has molten glass at 2100 degrees, it will not deform and misshape the color core. We'll use a variety of tools from wooden blocks to the jacks, which are the main glass blowing tool. The jacks look like long tweezers, but you don't actually use it to pinch the glass, you just use the flat blades to shape the surface of the glass. Once the glass is shaped up into a cylinder, we attach the punty onto the glass. We will slowly walk away from each other, pulling out the glass into a long, thin thread, anywhere from 25 to 40 feet. We'll set it down on the ground onto some wooden slats so it cools down naturally, and then we'll cut it up into short sections that we'll use into the piece. I will put them on a plate and heat them up so that they adhere to each other and essentially become a sheet of glass that we pick up with the pipe. I'll start shaping the piece by closing off the end and smoothing out the cane. I'll twist it up before gathering more clear over top of it to blow it out. Once the piece is blown out, we will attach a punty to the bottom and transfer it to that, cracking it off from the pipe and then working on the other end of it. Once we crack it off, we'll put it into a special oven that will cool it slowly over 16 hours to room temperature. To open up the oven and take a look and see your product that you made is really satisfying. Glassblowing has been around for a really long time. It's not a huge community, but it is important to keep the tradition going. I am proud to be a designer and glassmaker. At the end of the day, it is really fun.